All right, here we are at a roughly 504 square foot floating cabin for sale. We're here on the beautiful fresh waters of Norris Lake Tennessee. Should point out this mooring location is transferable. That means that the buyer wishes to stay right here, they would have that opportunity to do so. This is essentially going to be a rebuild here. We've got the original unencapsulated styrofoam flotation that's underneath, basically just some old lumber on this one, so you can kind of see some of that lumber's been kind of patched here and there just to get it along. But eventually this whole thing is going to need to be rebuilt. The structure itself is not going to be sound enough to just simply refloat it. So when we're talking about rebuilds, the permit is the important thing. And of course, again, you are going to have the opportunity to transfer this location as well. This does have a shore power cable that's included with the purchase of it. That's less than 10 years old. The permit itself, so the monolithic frame of this one is roughly, I believe it's about 22 by 40 feet. That's going to be roughly about 880 square feet of a possible rebuild, less your boarding platform area, which has to be allowed per the TVA regulations. Now, the side dock that I'm standing on right now, this is roughly about a 12 by, I think it's 35 attached side dock. So this is just over the 400 square feet. Well, the 400 square feet I'll come back to in a moment. That's important if you do any kind of a modification. So roughly, again, about like 420 square feet of side attached dock right here that I'm walking on right now. And then we've got another, I believe that's about a 10 by 15 foot attached dock on the back end of this monolithic frame that the cabin is constructed on. So now you can rebuild this cabin and keep all the dock space just like it is. That's going to be a like for like rebuild. Okay, so you can do that, no problem. You can apply for a modification of your permit, and that would allow you to rebuild the cabin back on the majority of that monolithic frame. That's that 880 square feet that I made reference to. Now, if you do that, if you do want to max out the permit, if you want to max out that monolithic frame, then when you rebuild it, again, you can rebuild that cabin up to that 880 square feet, less that boarding platform you've got to allow per the TVA regulations. But then your attached dock has to be no larger than 400 square feet. Okay, so that means this one's going to have to be 20 square feet smaller than it is now, and then you're going to lose this other attached dock back here. Now you can keep this shed back here. That's about an 8 by 8 lifetime storage shed. That is included. That's going to be staying with it. So you can also incorporate that into your rebuild. So just want to point that out so you're clear on that. If you do have questions about that, feel free to reach out to us through the website. So we're going to go ahead and move forward now. We do have the swim boarding ladder up here on the front of this. I believe that was about a 3 or 4 step swim boarding ladder. Of course, it does need that new lumber there where it is attached. And we've got a small little patio swing right here. This patio furniture that's here right now, this is going to be included. We've got nice insulated sliding glass door. We've got a small little alcove right here. This is where they had plans to actually install a washer and dryer at some point. So you can see we've got some water lines right here. It's going to be a hot and cold water line. And then of course your receptacle right there as well. So, but that just never happened. So, over here on this corner, I'll go ahead and point out, this is where the marina here does supply water during the season. So from probably roughly April through October, you will have water supplied by the marina. That's where that water's coming in and tying into the plumbing here in the cabin. So let's go ahead and head through this insulated sliding door. You've got those little integrated blinds in there as well. That's handy. You can kind of dim those, and of course you can pull the whole thing up right like so right there. So I'll leave it back down how we had it. We've got a 32-inch Samsung flat screen television mounted here in the corner, and we've also got it, if you notice that that little antenna on the exterior of the cabin, that antenna is going to allow you to get some channels just over the through the air. There is no cable, internet, or phone lines provided out to these mooring locations here where these cabins are. But the best thing to do is probably going to be Starlink internet service. That's satellite internet service. That's a lot more affordable these days than the old versions of satellite internet. That's kind of been a game changer for anybody that is moored out. If you do have to have internet or good cell phone connection, things like that, Starlink's going to be your go-to option. Those you can do a seasonal package or a year-round package. The seasonal packages, you'll pay a little bit more per month, but it'll allow you to shut that service off when nobody is using the place. So you've got some flexibility there. We've got this small little corner dinette in here as well. That's a dehumidifier running over there just to the below that dehumidifier. This table and chairs, TV, basically everything I'm going to make mention to is going to be staying with the property. We've got a small infrared auxiliary heater right here. I believe that's rated about 1500 watt. We'll have the specs on that there on our website. Then we also have your air conditioning is provided by this GE window unit right there. Electric 4-burner oven and range top. Got a light overhead of it. We've got a small coffee maker, Ninja coffee maker. It's going to be staying here. Some small kitchen items will be transferring as well. We've got a stainless kitchen sink. We've got a small little Westinghouse microwave. And this is going to be your electric refrigerator freezer right here. Notice we got a drop ceiling here. We do have a little bit of staining on that. But again, we're talking about a rebuild here. Now that roof, they're not aware of any active leaks on this one. But the roof is in better shape than some of that decking is right now. So then your sleeping space on this one, we're going to have this bunk bed right here. And these are full size. This is actually an air mattress right here. This is a full size, and then also full size right here below it. Futon staying as well. And then this is where a window unit used to be. No longer is now. They actually added a small little addition on this side of the cabin. And we've got a little bit of a newer bathroom in here as well. So got a small little vanity sink, a little integrated medicine cabinet, and this is going to be this is a macerator toilet that is in. There's a grinder in there. Also runs off of 110 power, which is a little bit unusual. Most of our cabins actually have 12 volt marine heads. This actually can be used for residential applications, but it is 110 powered as opposed to having to keep a battery and a battery charger down here as well. We've got about a 110 gallon waste holding tank that's mounted underneath the deck on this one. That's all going to be items that you'll be able to reuse with your build. Those marine toilets can be quite expensive, so if you already got a good one there, you'll have that. You'll have your waste holding tank, unless of course you want a larger tank. Small shower here as well. You see that antifreeze down there, and of course that hose, if you're wondering, that's coming off of that dehumidifier, so that can run throughout the season. Keeps some air circulating in here. Keeps things from getting moldy and mildewy. And then we've got a small, well, actually kind of a quite large of a like a storage utility closet in here right now. At one time this was a bathroom. They relocated that. But yeah, so this right now is just being utilized for storage. That vacuum cleaner is staying. That little trolling motor in the corner, that will not be staying. That's going to be excluded. That will be going with the seller's boat that they'll be hanging on to. So, all right, let's head on out. They do have just wall paneling here. You can see this one's got a little bit of damage on there. We're going to head on out this rear door. Let's take us out right out to the rear deck of the house. This is that little 8x8 lifetime storage shed that we showed you a moment ago. That little lifetime patio box that's over there to the side of that. That one is not staying, but this shed right here is. Some of these contents are going to be excluded, but this is very handy to have on any floating cabin or houseboat. Anytime you're moored out, that's very convenient to have. This is a small Brinkmann Gas Grill. This is also going to be staying included with the purchase of this one. Now right here, this is again this wall here is where the previous bathroom used to be. So this little waste pump out is no longer utilized. There's no longer a waste tank under there. This is where our shore power is coming in over here on this side of the house. There's your power feed coming in. That's actually coming from the shore all the way on the other side of those boat slips. Again, that is that power cable is under 10 years old. And then right here we've got our utility closet. This is insulated because this is where your water heater is. And at one time there was a lake water pump here. So basically all the plumbing's in place. So that marina water they're only providing during season. So if you want water in the off season, all your plumbing's right here. All you're going to add is just a well pump. You can do a 110 well pump right here. It's going to be adequate. This is actually the water intake right here. That's already ran. You just drop your little well pump here. This is where it's going to tie into the water system right here. So essentially, you've got two different water options. If you do want more year-round water, you've got the ability to add that little well pump, and you're going to be up and running. This is about a 20-gallon water heater, electric. And then, of course, you've got the valves here with these shut-off valves. Whenever you start accepting that marina water, whenever that gets turned back on for the year, you're not going to have to do anything back here. All that's going to be ready to go. You've also got some winterized drain valves right here as well. That's what these two are being utilized for. And then this PVC piping's coming out that wall. That's actually for your marine head in there. That's going to that 110-gallon waste holding tank. They actually added a valve to be able to have an auxiliary tank added, or basically another tank if they ever had an emergency or something like that. That's what that other valve is for. So it's not being utilized. But again, you've got basically all the plumbing that you'll need to make this work. Now, this is going to be the pump out port for that 110-gallon waste tank. That's where that goes right there. So, and they'll come out to you. You don't have to take this anywhere. The pump out company comes out to you every 2 weeks during season, and they'll empty that waste holding tank whether you need it or not. So again, visit the website for full list of details, specifications. We'll have a photograph of that TVA dimensions footprint there, so you can kind of see what this footprint looks like on paper. And you'll be able to see, again, that I think it's that roughly about a 22 by 40 monolithic frame. That's what you would be able to expand this to if you did want to utilize a modification. But again, in doing so, you're going to have to rebuild this dock just a little bit smaller. Again, right now where I'm standing is roughly about 420 square feet, so you're only going to have to lose 20 square feet here, but then you're also going to have to lose this little bump out on the back right there. I believe that permit goes straight across this line right here. See if I can hold my arm up there. That line right there is going to be the back section that you will lose if you do take advantage of that modification and maximize your footprint here with the cabin size. But again, on a like-for-like rebuild, you can keep both of these attached docks just the way they are. Of course, the cabin size would have to stay in the same size that it is now as well. So you definitely have some options here depending on the person, how you want to utilize this. Now we are at the winter drawdown right now. Norris Lake, if you're not familiar, we are a flood control lake. Everything's free floating right here. Nothing's on piers or anything like that. So we're getting a nice breeze in here today. And this house in front of it is a little bit closer than it will be during the summer months. Once we return up to summer pool, which is going to be roughly from about Memorial Day through Labor Day, all these mooring lines are pulled a little bit tighter. You got a lot less slack in between them right here. But also, just so you know, you can get a little bit close to your front neighbor here as well. Side neighbors, you really don't have anything on either side. This is going to be an opening over here on this side. This is where your traffic's going to be going from the channel, from the main channel into the marina harbor. And then here's your distance from your backyard neighbor, if you will, as well, just so you'll see that. We're also going to have some aerials of this again over our website. Website's where we're going to have all of our contact information, as well as lots of photographs, some aerial shots, the full list of specifications, features, and that current asking price. If you don't mind, our YouTube comment page. So if you do have any questions for us, feel free to reach out to us through the website. For your convenience, there'll be a direct link to this listing down in the video description. So if you're watching this on YouTube, want to make it over to our website, look in that video description. You're going to see that direct link take you right to the listing page for this one. That's where you're going to see the asking price. You'll see a link for a printable PDF spec sheet that you'll be able to have just a more thorough write-up of all the specifications on this one, as well as that TVA permit should be in there as well. And then, of course, you can reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever is the most convenient for you. Do keep in mind, we're frequently in areas without cell phone reception. So if you call us on the phone, you get our voicemail, and you do want to return a phone call, please just take the time, leave us a message, let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. As soon as we return to cell service area or finish with the customer, we will gladly return that call, have all those questions answered for you. Same on emails. If you send us an email, if it's been one business day, have not seen a reply, check your spam folder. It's likely there. We're generally very quick about getting email replies back out on business days, usually within a matter of a couple hours. But there are some days where we're in without cell phone reception, so it may take us toward the end of the day or even evening before we get back to you. But for sure, if it's been a business day, have not seen a reply, check that spam folder. We do have a lot of replies seem to land in spam folders. So, all right, I think that's going to do it for this one. Again, this is that roughly 504 square foot floating cabin for sale here on the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. You essentially are buying the permit to rebuild this one to your liking, but this spot is transferable along with that shore power cable, so it can stay right here. This is a popular marina for a lot of people. This is one marina harbor. If you want to be here, you pretty much have to buy something already here. Rarely do spots open up and come available. So again, feel free to reach out to us through the website with any questions. Thank you for joining us for this one, and look forward to working with you soon. Two things coming up on your screen right now as we wrap up. Top left-hand corner, it's going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, that is a great way to get notified of new listings as they come available. Top right-hand corner is, of course, going to be the link to our current listings playlist there at our YouTube channel. So thank you again for joining us.